OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, who gave this nigga the right to write a Bible? But if we all look past the lies and false teachers of the men that portray themselves to be the powers that be and seek the truth, our lives just as well as all that lives, lives of Bible.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
No matter what man-made religion we believe in, just being true to thy Lord within ourselves will bring us peace. It's gonna be alright, cause in hell, we can't win the war between good and evil without being truthful to the powers that be.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
Hood, hierarchy, mob pad. Every single episode, man, we gonna get more background.
I know how I feel because I've been through that 1,000 times.
Lovely ghetto you, beautiful ghetto you, sweet ghetto.
We made so much doing that. I started taking that money throwing the concerts.
It's your boy, Project Pata. Hood hierarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, man, if it ain't in the hood, man, it ain't on here.
Hey, this your boy Mario Cannon, man. You rocking with Hood Hierarchy. You already know what's going down.
Team Pretty P stand up. It's a wrap. Tune in.
It's Deli Dale. And whenever I got time and I'm relaxing and I'm chilling, I don't give a damn if I'm laying in the bed with you. I'm checking out Hood Hierarchy. And it's just that simple, just that easy.
This is 7 Up, man, straight from Brooklyn. I want y'all to check my boy out, Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. Get the dopest interviews, the dopest content, the dopest platform, straight from Chi-Town, man. You know what it is, man. We representing Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. That's the highest of prestige. Get it? You already know. That's on game. You heard?
Well, I was saying this the one and only HD president, Mr. Bow Bow Bow. This is Hood Hierarchy checking in. I'm signing out. HD4, bow, bow, bow.
I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm busy. I'm about my money and not too many. Can't get with me. Stick to my lonely. Stick to my homies. Cause I ain't friendly. Ain't no gimme. I pulled it off the mug. Before I give this to you quick, ain't no showing love. I'm booked and I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm booked. Damn so busy. Schedule paper money, run it up.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Trey Boogie. We sliding. Sliding in the rental, trying to run a milli up. In the southeast, Trey Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Trey Boogie, now let's chop it. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Trey Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.
Make sure the sound is right. Make sure the sound is right. Test, test. Y'all hear me? Everything good? Everything good? Okay, okay. What's up, y'all? Hey, welcome to the Friday Night Chop Up. It's your big homie Trey Boogie. And you know, it's where the culture in the streets talk and we listen, man. You know, we talk about these things that's going on with us, you know, physical and mental health issues, you know. And I appreciate y'all tapping in every Friday for this. You know, everybody on Instagram and Facebook, BAICU, Crush B, FKN, Gorgeous, okay. FKN, Gorgeous, all right. I see y'all. Come on over to the what is it called? YouTube. Come on over to the YouTube. Big up, BA, I see you. I see you, man. Big love. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, you know. Give me a little bit of time on your Friday night. Again, you could have been doing anything, anywhere else, but you're right here. You're right here, and I appreciate y'all. You know, last week, I had a guest on Let's Chop It Up, Shawn Cornelius, and we was chopping it up. If y'all seen it, you know who I'm about to bring up. If not, go back and rewatch it. You know, he's man, he got many hats, you know. A movie maker, a movie writer, film writer, script writer, radio personality, artist, comedian, actor. Man, I know I'm missing about 15 more hats he wear, you know. But allow me to introduce again to some and present to others. Shawn Cornelius, what's up, my brother?
Hey,
Too many
I don't,
hats.
can you hear me with these headphones on?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be back on the show. I didn't know I was coming back this quick.
We had to. We
Yeah,
had to.
it was wonderful, man. I had a great time last week, and I'm glad that I'm able to come back again tonight. And I told some people about it,
Okay.
and so you should have some more people watching and listening and doing whatever they're doing. But if not, we're gonna have some fun anyway.
That's right. Appreciate you. You know, we brushed up across it when we did the interview, and you remember we spoke. I was like, this would be good on the Friday show, and then I see you post, you know, wanting to get on a podcast or a radio to talk about it. So I said, this be perfect. Let's make it happen. And you know, on all those hats I called out and described him as, he's also a stroke survivor. You know, and I thought this be the perfect show for us to really talk about it, you know. Um, in December 6th, it'll be 3 years since my pops left me from a stroke. You know what I'm saying? So it's really important to me, you know. So I don't want to hold too much time. I would like for you to go ahead and tell them about you and what, you know, your story.
Well, hey, man, first of all, much love to you about you and your family. Um, Before it happened to me, I was just I understood somewhat about it. But back in February of 2021, I had an ischemic stroke, and that's where your blood vessels get all screwed up in your brain and things. And
That's what my pops had.
yeah, and I was sitting around eating a fish sandwich. I haven't had tuna fish from this place since because I said I wasn't gonna. And, after we had a little session on Zoom, a little family birthday session, I sat down, started eating my sandwich and drinking my good ginger ale, and I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling well. And I told my aunt that I would take myself to the hospital because I just wasn't myself. And I was sitting, and this was during COVID time, back, so it was basically you're sitting there. So my whatchamacallit was going up, my blood pressure and things on that level. And to make a long story short, I had the ischemic stroke, but I ended up staying in the hospital for like 5 days. So there was so much going on. I didn't really have it to the point where a lot of folks have strokes and it's major damage done.
Yeah.
but there was major situations going on with blood vessels and brain stuff. A little bit of the moving around, um, walking, talking. I was all right. It was a lot of more mental, emotional than physical
Okay.
happening, but it took me back for a second. So I ended up staying in the hospital for 5 days and going through the whole process of learning how to walk again. And I knew how to walk. I was going to the bathroom, I was doing, but I had physical therapy. Oh man, it was so much. I was hooked up to all these machines, so my mind was everywhere. I lost my mom and dad, so I was
My
thinking about them.
condolences. My
Thank you,
condolences.
and talking to them. And man, I went through so many emotions and so many situations because I didn't understand the stroke happening to me. I didn't know what was going on. So I was on medication and I was doing, and one of the funny things that happened was the priest came by. You know how the priest walks around the hospital,
Yeah, but when
and
they
the
come
priest
and
was,
talk to you,
yeah, can I pray
you
for him?
know
Like,
something.
nah,
Right, right,
nah. I mean, yeah, no, yeah,
right.
because I didn't know what was going on and what was happening, but he just
Like, y'all
wanted to
know something
bring,
I don't know?
right, right. So I was like, no, I don't mind a little prayer, but I don't want to like that. So that's what made me more investigate what was happening with me and talking to the doctors and figuring some things out. So basically, I was one of the blessed ones, as I can say, to be able to get things and understand things and try to change some things in my life and
Yeah.
get myself right. But still, I lost doing stand up comedy for a while. My music, there was things going in my brain that I couldn't focus on, and then COVID came like 6 months, 7, 8 months later. So it was a whole bunch of things that went down, and one of my ways of healing and helping myself was I had to write. Artistic people will understand. This is basically my help. So a lot of everything that I went through is in this book, and I got it off my chest and was able to express what was going on and how I was feeling and things like that.
Yeah. I'm going to go back, though, real quick. You said, because I'm interested in this, knowing, because my pops had the same type of thing. And then, luckily he had a roommate and they found him on the floor in his room. And, he couldn't walk anymore. His left side was gone, you know what I mean? Pretty much paralyzed and stuff.
Right,
And then, going to kick it with him, seeing that sadness on his face in that facility. He can't
right,
do what he was able to do yesterday. Then about a month later, he had another one, and that's when the swelling in the brain was too much. And to see him go through that, and to know that you're able to do everything right now. You one of the blessed ones. They're blessed too in their own way. They get to be with the Creator, but you
sure,
know,
sure.
but you know what I'm saying. To be on this side of the ground. What you were saying about the tuna sandwich?
Yeah, yeah. I have had one
What
since.
what were you feeling though? What did you feel physically? Like what was going on?
Man, I got
Like
it.
so people could see, they may have something like this happen and not know what it may be.
It was basically a numbness. It was just basically I'm figuring I'm just having lunch. You know what I mean? But I started feeling a little numb. Um, I just was like feeling a little dizzy. I wasn't feeling heavy, crazy, but I wasn't feeling normal because we had just finished with our session on Zoom, where our family was meeting monthly to say hello to everyone, talk and things. And we finished that, and I'm sitting down there eating, and I just didn't feel myself. I
Yeah,
didn't feel normal. So I said, well, let me go and just get things, because when you're not feeling well.
right. I always say that. You know your
And
body and yourself better than anybody. You know when it doesn't feel normal.
right, right. So that's what was going on with me, and I'm always like that, and I was taught that way. If you're not feeling well, you don't sit around and go, what's going on? Because you're not a doctor.
Right.
Go to the doctor, you figure out what's happening. So I went to the doctor. Next thing I know, man, they helped me in. My blood pressure was up some. So they held, when your blood pressure's up and things are going on,
They
they
keep.
hold you to make sure what's happening. Next thing I know, man, because it was so much again, it was around COVID time. The hospital was full. The emergency room was full. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, and I'm like, yo, something's going on. And I'm falling asleep and blah, blah, blah. I just wasn't feeling like myself. So the next thing I know, they admitted me because my pressure wouldn't go down and all these other little things was happening. And the next day happened. It was a Saturday. So the next day, Sunday, here comes the doctors, check in, and they got me on this. Everything was hooked up. And then they finally came to me and said, you had a mild stroke. It's a good thing you
What
came
went
in.
through your mind?
I'm like, a who?
Yeah.
A mild. You don't think about that kind of thing. And I was 55 years old, but you like mild stroke. What do you mean? Blood vessels in your brain were not operating right. There was clogged. Things were being clogged.
Almost
And that's
having
what
an aneurysm.
almost right on that level. And I didn't feel like that. The only thing I just felt like I just didn't feel normal.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything majorly medical that I was feeling, because it's just like me sitting here talking to you now. Just things didn't feel natural.
Yeah.
So I blame the tuna fish sandwich, and haven't had tuna fish since. But I'm like,
I
it
know
was
that's
more
right.
than that. So I was like, no more tuna fish, no more none of that extra stuff. So I had to cut out a lot of things, from that, and cut out. So that made me stop doing stand-up comedy for a while, stop doing my music for a while, playing the bass, playing the guitar, playing the piano. Those kind of things I didn't have for a minute.
Did you
And
get it back? The
oh
playing it?
yes, oh
Okay.
yes, I play now. My piano's sitting right over there. My bass is in the corner.
That's right.
I don't know the bass. I just learn. I'm learning. I'm
Yeah.
learning but I have a guitar that I play. And before we get off, I'll just bring and show you some of the stuff. But being able to write jokes, I got back on stage. The
Good.
first time I went on stage, I was good for like 15 minutes, but the last 5 minutes I was lost. I was gone. I didn't have it. But I came back 3 days later and got on stage again, and understood, and just got back on stage and kept going, kept going, kept going. But I was
But
off stage for like 4 months, 4 or 5 months.
you didn't have it. You wasn't feeling it, or like after that time you lost the crowd from not from
I was
stage rust.
confused.
Oh,
I
you
started
were
getting confused.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like even talking and telling jokes, because I hadn't been on stage in a while. I kind of was like, wow, I was okay telling and making people laugh. And like, all right, I'm supposed, in your head, you're telling yourself what to do.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell myself what to do and listen. So it was kind of like, okay, I told these jokes, I did this, and then all of a sudden things just went.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing up there and I'm like, and I told the people, I'm like, listen, I can't, I don't know where to go right now. I'm lost. I appreciate you so, and I told them the story and I told them what was happening. But then 3 days later, I got back on stage and just kept doing and kept doing, kept doing, kept doing. To get up there was 100%.
Yeah.
Just to get on stage. What happened was what I figured was a regular thing that happened. I just lost. I lost my situation. But after doing it 30 years, you figure, well, back then it was like 24, 25 years, 25, 26, 27. But the part of the stroke that happened, I lost some of what my regularity of telling the jokes and things. So some of my thought process was like with the music, with the piano and the guitar. Those things were a little bit lost. I won't say because even in the hospital trying to walk around when the physical therapist came, it was hard to walk a little bit.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about that, but I was wanting to wait because I've seen it.
Yeah.
You know how difficult, like I said, my pops not being able to do something today that he was able to do yesterday.
It's,
How was that mentally and physically for you going through that?
it was heavy. It was heavy because here you are, 50 something years old, and you've been walking for how long? And you've been talking for how long? And things are so simple for you, but you can't even pick up a spoon. You
Yeah.
can't. Somebody's got to feed you. Somebody's got to walk with you. You know what I mean? Things that you've been doing. You used to play football. You used to
Right.
play baseball. And you could run around and do these things, but now you can't do them. So what's wrong with you? You know what I mean? So now that takes a toll on your mental.
Right. Right.
And you're
Heavy.
trying, yeah, I'm like, I got physical therapy. Someone walking me up and down the hallway. I'm walking up and down steps. Things a week ago, I could do with no problem. But
Right.
now I got, my legs ain't working right. And I was scared, man. I was scared. I went through a period where I cried. You know what I mean? I was always told if you have to cry, you have to cry. But
See,
this
that's
situation was
good
just
you
so
were told
much.
that because a lot of people are like me, told not to cry. You
I heard
better
that
not cry, or I'll give you something to cry
to cry
about.
for,
You
yeah, to
know,
cry for.
but that's good that because now trying to do that, and I encourage people every Friday, to go get it out. Don't be ashamed of it. Everything I retaught myself everything I had learned because that's part of the generational curses.
Yeah, yeah,
Tradition.
yeah.
We're this. We do this. We don't do nah. Don't limit yourself.
We're human. You're human. You're a human being.
Yeah.
Human beings are supposed to be able to laugh. They're supposed to be able to cry. They're supposed to be able to think. All these things. You don't hold things back just because you're a man or just because you're a woman. Who said this is what we do? Who set those things?
Yeah. There was no rules when you were born. You didn't come with instructions and a
You,
manual.
you, you cried when you was a baby.
First thing you did.
That's the first. You know what I mean? So as you got older, you heard these things, and someone told you that you're not supposed to do this or you're not supposed to do that, or men do this and women do that.
Yeah.
Okay, there's certain things, but when it comes to feeling and being emotional, that's not a male or female thing. That's a human thing.
Right.
So I went through all of the emotions, man. I went through so many different things because I remember the night that I called my sister, my older sister, and I cried because my mind was so full of everything. I was reading books. I was online checking the internet. I was reading everything about strokes. I was scaring myself. I was, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I need to beat this. How do I beat this? Lose weight. You can't eat this and you can't do that. You got to do this. Everything you try to do, there's something else you got to do.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because I met some people who have less and who have more have gone through it. And I meet these people because I'm in a couple of groups.
How important is that? See, I talk about this on Fridays too to break the stigma. Go talk to someone. I let them know. Go get into some groups. Nobody know what you're going through better than someone going through it or been through it.
It's very important. It's very important to be in that same category with folks going through the stroke
Yeah.
because you can't talk to somebody who doesn't know what you're talking about. You can't talk to somebody who hasn't experienced it. You can, but that doesn't mean they're going to understand you. They're going to give you that natural, normal conversation. You may lose some people if you have a stroke. But there's a lot of folks that I thought were going to be there
That ain't.
that ain't there
Hello.
no more.
Hello. That's one of me going through my cancer. That's one thing I talk about. God took away who He needed to take away out of my life so I could deal with what I got to deal with right now. And that's how I
Yeah.
look at it. I was hurt at first. I ain't heard from such and such. Such and such ain't even. But now, you know, thank you.
Man, I was so confused on a lot of things about a lot of people, and I thought who were going to be there, who weren't there. There were people who I didn't know were going
Family
to be
too.
there. Oh, family is the main one
Man.
because that's who you go to or who you think about is going to be there. But those that haven't gone through what you've gone through don't understand what you're going through, even in your mind and communicating. So I have someone who said they were really scared, they were nervous, so they backed off.
Yeah.
I had a young lady that I was getting ready to get into a relationship with, who was really scared, who finally said, "I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to talk to. I just backed up." Okay, so I can't fault her for that,
Yeah.
but I
She was
didn't
out of
know.
Because a lot of
I
people try to say things, but they say the wrong things, but think they're saying the right thing because they don't know how to deal with it.
right, right. So you go through those things too. You go through those ups and downs as
Constantly.
well because that hurts you too.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to communicate with folks that don't want to be a part of it, don't want to talk to you. You have to understand. It took me a while to understand that. It took me a while to get focused on fixing Shawn first
Right.
and then being able to deal with other folks. So I had to be with like people. I had to be in the same group with folks who have gone through this, who have gone through more, or gone through the same, or gone through or less.
Right.
And you see what folks and the folks will talk to you. You see the pain on people's faces.
Yeah.
I'm in groups now where there's somebody every single day coming in just had a stroke. Coming in every single day. It could be a minor stroke. It could be a major stroke. I'm on what is the phone thing? It's TikTok, where there's someone on who has a video who's trying to inspire folks by showing her progress,
And see,
her
that's why
stroke
I started my
progress.
Friday show to let people know what I'm going through and diabetes, cancer, mental health issues, and a safe spot for them.
Right.
And open myself up because if I could encourage one person to go check on themselves or to go through another day that's what it's about, being
Well,
open.
to being important, the most important thing is getting yourself obviously checked out and making sure that you're proper. When I went through this thing and started finding out stuff about myself and taking meds and doing all these other things and finding out these certain diseases that are connected to this and you can catch this. It seems like everything now is every commercial is something
Yeah.
that you're dealing with. But when you get older, that's what starts happening.
Yeah.
So when you get these things, like you mentioned the diabetes, and you start talking about strokes, and you start talking about other things that are happening to you as you get older, you want to try to make sure you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So you got to listen to those folks who have dealt with that or who have been dealing with these things. I listen. I get up every day. Some days I feel like I'm 32, 22, 16.
Yeah.
And then there's some days I feel like I'm 80 years old and I can't, I'm like, I'm so tired.
A
That's what
different
happens to
kind
you.
of different kind of tired now.
Totally
It's like,
different.
man.
Totally different.
Yeah.
It's not even like I gotta go sit down somewhere.
Yeah, I need it.
Like today, I was looking forward to this interview. And I just looked at my timing. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. I gotta get off here and go to sleep because I get up at 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah. When you're young, that sounds like nothing.
Yeah, that's a
But
normal
now
day.
it's like I gotta hurry up and finish this when I get done so I can lay down and get some kind of sleep. But that's living. That's
Yeah.
life.
That's life.
But there are things that you can do to take care of yourself and make sure that you're all right in your mental, your eating, your spirit,
And your rest. You
getting your
can't
rest.
neglect rest.
That's important. That's like at the top of the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's at the top of the list. Because I met a young lady who told me she's young and she likes to bounce around and do this and do that. And she said, "You sound like you get." Listen, there's nothing wrong with me telling you I can't go out tomorrow because I got to go to work.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me. I don't feel bad.
That's
It's
being responsible.
That's all it is. You go run the streets.
Yeah.
If you feel strength enough to run and do what you got to do, go handle your business. I'll catch over you. And that's
Keep
just what it
living.
is.
Keep living. You'll feel this way one day.
What? It's gonna come. It's gonna
You
come. So
You did what you did though, too. You wrote a book about it. You know,
yes,
you have it right there, y'all. Y'all see it, my stroke story. You know, he'll let you know where to get it from and everything, how you could purchase it. But let us know that process. When did you think about putting it down? And okay, nice,
well,
nice.
I brought that up
Do it again.
because
Uh huh.
these are my parents, and I always put them in because without them, they ain't no me, right?
Exactly.
So my other books and all these things are because of them. and always show homage and pay homage to them, the two people that are responsible for being for me being here, Lula and my dad Cornelius.
That's right.
But this book basically, my stroke story, was my way of helping me and helping other people. But I had to get stuff off my chest. I couldn't lay around or stay around with knowing everything that I've been through because it was
Yeah.
bothering me.
Yeah.
So as an artist, writing this book helped me deal with everything that I had to deal with because I wrote about those 5 days in the hospital. But I also got people to motivational write and inspirational write.
Okay.
So I have a lot of friends who wrote things about being in this book. And there's a couple of people, one person I didn't even know who had a stroke and wrote about his dealing. So after my pages, I put pictures and I started from the day that I entered the hospital. And
Oh,
I,
wow.
I basically put that was the first day I was in or the day I was in the hospital to when I got out of the hospital and things that I wrote and pictures that I put up. It was just me healing, the way I heal to help myself. So this book has a lot of that kind of thing in it, and it just starts day one, man. When I was in the hospital, so it was very helpful. A lot of people bought the book. A lot of people who understood about strokes.
Yeah.
A lot of people had family members who didn't understand about strokes. Friends who just supported, and I made some friends who just wanted to purchase and support Shawn Cornelius, the comedian, who was going through this situation. Now you look at Netflix, Keith Robinson, who had 2 strokes,
Yeah.
and now he had his specials out there. So I know people who have gone through the same process and want to educate folks. But it's so good to see his situation where he jumped out there and used that, and what didn't let that affect what he was doing, because that can help so many more people. And I figured this helped me, and this helped a lot of folks as well.
Yeah. I always say, don't let what you're going through affect what you're going to do.
Right.
You know, I take it as a blessing. You know, God knew that I was strong enough for me to carry this, what I'm carrying, and going through what I'm going through. 4 surgeries across, throat cancer. So to be able to talk still, to be able to do what I still love to do, I'm blessed. And for you, I got a homegirl that her mom had a stroke, and it's rough. I've been there. I got another person I know that had a stroke, and we ain't seen her in 2 years almost now. It's rough. It's rough. We got a comment from Shout Body OGs in the lake. Okay, y'all in the lake. Y'all at the lake. Sean, great movie. Y'all at the lake. Tell OG Tillman them I said what's up, y'all. Y'all have a good y'all be blessed out there, Shout Body. Make sure you're following him to us before me, the Thug Bible movement. But yeah, you are a walk-in testimony. Folks like to say uh, we're lucky, now we're blessed. Lex said wonderful. We're blessed, and you do so much stuff. I see you out, you riding your bike, you getting the miles in, it's like me, I'm in the gym now, 53, still, it's never too late. I'm trying to live. We got more years behind us than in front of us, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's time to make the best out of what we're doing right now.
But you know what's so crazy, man, this week, and I just want to talk about it real fast. DJ Rob from Charleston, South Carolina. I still live in Charleston. I did a lot of things in Charleston. There's a lot of comedy, that's why I started doing comedy with Tony Kemp and doing stand-up comedy. He called me 2 days ago and said he wanted to wanted me to come down because they wanted to give me like a proclamation and like a key to the city.
Mm.
And it kind of hit me like, what? I'm like, you don't think about yourself receiving nothing. You know what I mean? I just do what I do. I did what I did. I didn't really think about everything I did or who I did things for, but I did do radio and I did comedy. I started comedy down there and I did when I did my comic views. I was living in Charleston, and then after a while, it really sunk in.
Yeah.
Obviously, I helped this man or helped somebody who's now in a position to do something and wants to give back and do something for me. And after I sat for a minute and talked to my sister and talked to my aunt, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Whatever works. If we can get it done, we can make it happen. Let's. He wants me to come down to Charleston, make a big weekend out of it.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, he had stuff on Facebook about stay tuned for the homecoming of Shawn Cornelius, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So he's got an idea. My whole thing is I appreciate any kind of love that I get. I appreciate, you don't know what you do for people. You don't know who's listening, who's watching.
Right.
Some people are quiet with what they do. You just have to be who you are and love you and keep moving. And you might be able to do something like people that bought my book. I didn't know some of the folks that bought my book.
Mm.
But it was like, I get these thank you, Shawn.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Shawn, for what you're expressing, for what you're telling. And it took a while. I'm not going to sit here and say like I was able to jump right out and communicate about these things. No, because Shawn is a human being as well. And it hit me from the back. But I said to myself spiritually, God, you could have sat me down another way, but he chose to sit me down this way and say, listen, I'm going to tell you something. This is what I want you to do. I want you to come closer to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you back what I gave you from the beginning, but you got to listen first. And that's what I've realized later. I didn't realize that at first, but I got everything that I had. Being able to play the piano, being able to sing, being able to tell a joke, being able to direct a film, being able to act in a film, play the bass I wanted to learn. All these things that I have were given to me. God said, okay, let me go ahead and give it back to you. But I had to stop you for a second
Yeah.
so that you can understand. So now I met new people, and the people that didn't want to stick around didn't stick around.
Mm-hmm.
But I met some new folks, and I'm able to communicate with other folks. I'm able to continue to help myself and do what I need to do to take care of situations after 4 years
Yeah.
of dealing. So all I want to say, I appreciate you, man, for having me on to communicate about these things. And I know what's important because there are people out there listening right now who I don't even know. So my appreciation is what I understand about life and being able to communicate with folks and tell them and be okay with saying, yeah, I had a stroke.
Mm.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. That's not a weakness. It's not a,
It's not.
something to be afraid of. Embrace
No,
it.
no,
Learn. We're blessed.
totally.
We're blessed. I appreciate you being on too, and I may have to have you. I keep saying it on live and on live, so you got to hold me accountable, and they will too. That you're gonna have to be a co-host with me, a few times on this Friday night chop up.
You, you know what? This came through Rob,
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful thing. And I thank
and
Rob.
big up to
Big
Robert
up to
Phil
him.
Jackson II, my man C Styles, aka
Yes.
the Plug.
But I would love to, man. I've had such a wonderful time the first time, and this time has been wonderful. And if we can help folks as we help ourselves, this is something that's supposed to happen.
Yeah,
It's supposed to happen. So I appreciate it to the fullest. And whenever you ask me to come, God willing, I'm here, brother.
we'll be talking because we'll be talking. So uh, before we get off, let them know how to find. I'm supposed to say pause or something. Huh? I said before we get off. Let them know about your movie. Let them
Oh,
know about your book. Let them know about all things Shawn Cornelius right now and how to get at you, all your, how to connect with you.
all right. Well, basically, Shawn Cornelius on Facebook and Shawn Cornelius on TikTok and Shawn Pooh Cornelius at Gmail is my email address where you can contact me if you're not contacting me on any of those social medias. But the movie, whatever it takes, the movie When Blood Runs Cold is out right now on Tubi. You can go find it and watch it. I would appreciate it. My other director, Omar Moore.
He'll be on soon, y'all. He'll be on soon.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of wonderful, talented folks who are in that film. So the film is on Tubi right now. It's called Whatever It Takes, the movie, When Blood Runs Cold. You can catch that because I don't know how long it's going to be on. It's just going to be on for a while. This book here, you can just purchase. All you have to do is reach out to me on Facebook or through my Shawn Pooh Cornelius at Gmail. But if you find me on Facebook and go into the inbox, you can ask me for a copy. I'll send the copy out. Got a bunch of copies sitting over there on my dresser.
How much are they?
$20. But
$20, y'all.
if you catch me, because I got two of them, I'll knock them off and knock off $10, and the other one is $10 as well. But it's just $20 for the book. I'll sign it. This is not a signature to anybody, but I'll sign it because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like I said, in Charleston, I told the dude, okay, fine, proclamation, key to the city, whatever, because I got to give it to my dad, God rest his soul, because he was the one that said, why don't you get out here on Sunday and go do this comedy thing? And that's why I started doing stand-up comedy. 30 years later, I'm in stand-up comedy. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what, Shawn? The people that did things for you, you have to do things for them.
Right.
Regardless. So thank you to my pops for putting me in that situation. God bless him. My mom's, God bless her. But listen, man, I appreciate, again, being able to come on the show. And I would love to come back and hang out with you and do some things and be positive and grab some folks or whatever we can do and have some fun.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I'm about action. So
I see.
We're going to make it happen. So I appreciate you. I always tell you guys, if this show tonight helped you or someone it may help, go ahead and share that link with them, And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Make sure you following and get at Shawn Cornelius. Support this brother. Watch the movie, whatever it take, when blood runs cold. And man, stay tapped in with us, man. I see y'all on Facebook and Instagram. I appreciate you all. Shawn, my man, I'm gonna be at you.
Hey, thank you. Can I say this too? One thing to this to Lex. Thanks for tuning in, because Lex is from the Bronx. I mean, she's from Brooklyn. I'm in the Bronx, but I appreciate her coming to watch the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lex.
And I hope you enjoy. And I hope our friendship continues to get tighter and tighter and tighter. And thank you so much for everybody that tuned in tonight. Appreciate you.
We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. And hey, y'all know the drill, man. It's your big homie's big homie, Trey Boogie. She said thank you. She said thank you. That's right. It's your big homie's big homie, Trey Boogie. This is the Friday Night Chop Up. Holla.
F&G shit. F&G shit. Shot
big homie Trey Boogie.
We slide.
Johnny Rock.
Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Trey Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Trey Boogie, now let's chop. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Trey Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.